Good evening, good afternoon. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I welcome you to Global Connectivity Conference for CIPS only. This is our sixth conference. I'm going to share with you agenda for today's meeting. I will be giving you very small. I shortened my presentation because I have two speakers. I think they will be able to provide very good information to you about impact of tax impact on foreign buyers for acquisition and disposition of properties in Canada and the US, and referral fee if there's any tax holding or buying a property. The other one guest speaker is a young lady, Tabassum Hussain. She is an MBA, PMP, and she's a professor, ex-professor, and she will provide us digital transformation of real estate business, and then we will do the networking after that. So I'm going to do this small presentation here very quickly. So the objective of Realty Coffee Talk is to get to know each other, connecting, building long-term relationship between us and facilitating business cooperation with each us. So as you know, the world is in your hand. You are a CIPS, you are a powerful global connectivity real estate profession network, only available to NAR members. My goal is to ignite the spirit of connectivity and cooperation within CIP Global family, and more conferences, more confidence to make a referral. So one of our speaker is joining. All right, so I'll keep adding people. And also we are professional. We're governed by the highest professional standards and practices as CIPS designee. So we have a confidence to working and doing business with HS. This is the graphic of Toronto Regional Real Estate Board in Ontario. It has the largest membership in the world in terms of the membership. So I am located in Mississauga. You can see from here, this is all Mississauga, but the MLS system goes through all part of the Ontario. So we're going to talk about a little bit information. This is Mississauga Real Estate Board, where my city is, and you can see that statistic information. And I am going to put this video on our global connectivity network, so you have to see the more detail, because I want to short the presentation. And the important thing that I'm going to talk about is this right here. June, we have, if I'm going to go very shortly, in June, we have an average price of a detached home, 1,407,540. And in July, we have 1,405,478. So you can see a little bit decline on property, a value average price. So this is 1,055,000 a semi, and it's a 1,027,000. So you can see the decline of the average price for July, last July to this July, or last June to the 21 June. So these are the information that you can see from there. Again, this information will be shared, is very detailed. Townhouse is 859, 411 is gone 849, so 10,000 decline. Okay, sale is also declined. And I will share this with you online so you can compare that. A condo apartment, average price 683,479 and is 674. So you can see there is a decline about $10,000. So this is a overall view year over year. Sale in June, last June to June 21 was 28.5% increase. But now in July, it went minus 14.95%. So sale is declining in July, from last July to this July, 14.9%. And new listing has also, it was a minus 0.1, now is minus 30.77%. So you can see this from 18,119 in 2020 to is 12,551. So the new listings are minus, that's shorting. Look at this, in June, we had a 14,100 in 2020 and 11,297 minus 19.3 active listing in June, but in July, it went minus 35.2 from 15,018 to 9,732. You can see that. But you can see this average price in June was 17.5%, 17.0%, from 931 to 1,089,000 in June. But in July, it went 943, which is a little bit more, an increase and 1,062,000. But if you look at the June price and average July price, is gone down from about 20,000. Similarly, they are moving fast. Listing day on the market 11.8%. So you can see there is a decline of the sale. Their average price is not as high it was before. Now this is a comparison for you to share. When I will share with you online, it tells you from 2020 to 2021. So I'm not going to go in detail, but I'll share the screen. This is the last 45 years of sale data. From 1975, it was 57,581 average sale price, and now is in 2020 is 929,629, and this is 45 years of history. And same screen. And in the mortgage rate, its prime rate is 2.45. Right now, firm fixed price, normally you can get it for 1.695 year fixed term for financing. So this is the area I'm going to talk a few more minutes, and we talk about the checklist. I think I shared this information with you. When you expect me to send you a buyer who will buy a property in your jurisdiction, you need to prepare some kind of checklist so the buyer knows what to expect when you are you want to provide information. Also, if you want to share a data about your property, you will be able to send information to us and prepare an estimate of closing costs. These are general information that I need to share with my client, and also consent to advertise. If you want me to advertise your listing or something through my network, that you need to provide consent. And also we have MLS system, and with the TRAB, I can advertise your listing in Canada through our multiple listing. This is the world's largest MLS system. And also we talk about referral agreement and fees. Those are the things that I have been sharing with Global Connectivity Network. Jurisdiction and due diligence. Jurisdiction is because I am working in Ontario, so I can help you in Ontario. And you have your own jurisdiction. So we are only do a referral to each other, and we do due diligence. It means we need to collect information from you and share with my buyers who are here. So I will be posting this screen there, is already there for the last month, but I will be sharing with you. And this is the buying process. First, you select a CIPS partner. Then the partner will do the search and selection and make an offer for the buyer. And also we arrange conditions are, satisfy mortgage appraisal and inspection conditions. Then the deal is sent to the lawyer, APS to the lawyer to completion of transactions. Lender send money to the buyer's lawyer, and lawyer will transfer the deed and register mortgage charge and secure title insurance to avoid the fraud. So, and then transaction is completed. And these are just a small, quick one. Estimated closing costs is very important to have. Make sure that we have non-residents and foreign buyer pay speculation tax is about 15%. We have a presenter today. He's going to talk about the taxes. He's a very qualified person. But also money is withheld when the transaction is sold and you're disposing of the property by a foreign non-residents. Consultation with the chartered accountant is very important for the tax implication. Also with the lawyer for the legal issues. And foreign buyer can buy properties and secure mortgage financing. There's no issue here. And also buying real estate is not related to immigration. It is a separate process. So I will share the screen and I posted on our global connectivity network so you can have it. And also I am your CIPS, your real estate connection to the world. And this is the private global connectivity network that I have created where we can exchange project information, listing, network for referral. Please join my private group. This is who wants to do business with me. So thank you very much. The next conference I'm scheduling for 15 September at same time. And this, again, thank you for watching. I'm going to stop the screen and see. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. So now I'm going to see is Fareed Sheik is here. Fareed, are you here? Okay. He's not here. So what we're going to have is to ask Tabassum Hussain, our guest speaker. She's a digital technology specialist and consultant. She's a former professor. Okay. I'm going to turn this off. So we're going to ask her to start the presentation. I'm going to share the screen with you, Tabassum.
So you'll give me the access to be able to share my screen?
Yeah, you can go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, great. Thank you. So just allow me to. I'm just going to the right PowerPoint to make sure that I am not sharing anything. Okay, so can you, is my slide deck visible to everyone? Could you please confirm that?
Sorry, Teresa, can you please hold on the questions until we have a presentation?
Okay, so I hope that you all can see my slide deck. Thank you very much for inviting me here, and I'm happy to share all the information and taking time. Thank you very much for taking time out to join this meeting and have this discussion. So I am currently working as a digital transformation strategist, and I'm also a management consultant with around 14 years of experience. So I know that in real estate, digital transformation is not something which is commonly has been discussed or have been in placed or used on a bigger scale. But I just wanted to give you some introduction that how it can help you in your real estate business, getting more clients, and to be able to engage or operationalize your team members or employees.
Yes. Can you put on a slide mod so you give?
Oh yes, definitely I can do that. Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Great. So I hope that now it's more convenient. Okay, so starting before talking about that how it can help you, this is just my background. I'm a Chief Financial Operating Officer of Planet of IT and Director of Australian Canada Limited and founder and CEO of Com Canada. So this term, digital transformation, confuses people a lot. So before talking about that, how it can help you, I wanted to explain so you understand that what exactly we are speaking about. So just quickly taking a few seconds on that, how you can explain and what area digital transformation can cover and help you in. It covers hardware, software solutions. Hardware is your computer systems, any systems which you use, physical. Softwares, what kind of softwares can help you in daily operations, project management, CRM system, managing your clients, and getting more in-depth analytics of the customer market. The next thing is data. Collecting data is extremely important these days because definitely you need to know that For example, if your target market is North America, or if your target market is, let's say, per se, it's overall Canada or one city, you need to know what is the earning rate or per person our average salary is. How many people are have the ownership of the house? How many are will be looking for the purchase of the house in the next year? So all these things can help you, and you will be able to understand them if you have that data available and the ability to analyze that as well. And this is what digital transformation can do for you. The processes of your business, and then people culture of your business. When we are saying people, it includes your internal employees and your client, customer, XYZ, your competitor in the market, the business owners, right? So we definitely need to see that what is their strategy, what is the total market share, and what is your market share within that whole market or the demand. So definitely we need to understand it from internal perspective and external perspective as well. I highly recommend, or I highly emphasize always on the market research, and which is why I am speaking from the client perspective more than your internal systems. Uh, Big data benefits in real estate, some of them I'm sharing here, that how it can help you. Risk reduction. Let's say you are investing into a property, and then there are some risk associated which you are not able to see beforehand. And we all come up, not only the real estate, but we all come up and encounter such situations where we are not able to understand, or all of a sudden something hits us with drastic effect. Improve customer engagement. In real estate, I think it is more important than any other business, because people are trusting you with their life savings. So how you can improve that customer engagement, how you can really understand what exactly they are looking for, just gauging, just previous analysis. And there is so much background work we do on the back end to make sure you can get the right and relevant insights of your client in the timely fashion, so you can take the right decision before your competitor would be able to propose them or send them something which can be really serving the needs of that particular client. So customer engagement prior to target customers. So you need to really be able to pinpoint those, and from there, what kind of proposal to make sure understanding that these are the people must be looking for the purchase, and then moving forward, or the big let's say city level projects or so on. Accurate appraisals, so mistakes proofing, because many times we end up doing a lot of in work because of so many reasons: operational mistakes, people mistakes, system mistakes, software record mistakes. There could be many scenarios why the accuracy level can be really impacted. So it is extremely important that we are accurate in all the systems. AI-enabled decision making, as I said, that if you know and you understand the ground realities, and I was seeing when Tahir, Mr. Qureshi was explaining all the data, that data is extremely important, right? Because it do help you in right decision making. So just gaining that data in a scattered form is one way. Reading the data of past 10 years and have an ability to purchase for next year or next 3 months, that can really enable you to contact the right people, can reduce your effort and increase the efficiency levels. Enhance marketing strategy. Definitely, once you have understanding and you know, let's say 40% of the population or 20% of the population, sorry, so for 20% of the population of Mississauga, or 10% people of IT, and 30% of the textile will be looking for the houses next year. You actually can come up with some plan or some proposal and create a marketing strategy that how you can approach them. So I'm just taking an example, but definitely you know your client better. So regardless of XYZ client, I would say that knowing your market, knowing your target client will reduce. So instead of speaking to 1,000 people, you will be speaking with only 50. They probably can convert into a conversion. So that is a market funnel we create. And that is a subject of its own. I'm not going into the depth, but definitely it can really help you in shaping your strategy of marketing and converting those leads into a business or a solution or deliverable very, very quickly. So target marketing is extremely important. Data-driven insurance. So these are some of the highlights which I just wanted to on the surface, because definitely at this point we are not going into the depth, but there are so many tools in each and every area of what we are showing here, and many frameworks from a strategical point of view which you can use, and they can give you very accurate result. So definitely I do understand adoption could be difficult, but once you adopt and implement a solution and a better system, that really can improve your speed, your velocity. If you are able to target, like if you are able to approach the targeted people who most probably 99% or 90% guaranteed that it will be converting into the conversion, or they will be becoming your, or they will be taking your services, then just imagine that your effort level will be reduced by 80% minimum. This is what we have seen with experience in most of the industries. And similar, we do understand and we can predict for the real estate as well. Some other benefits which I wanted to highlight here is improving lead generation and marketing, as we talked about the marketing strategy. Now let's say lead generation. There might be some channels of lead generation you are using from many years, like all other industries. Definitely not all the industries have so far adopted the technology and the advancement as quickly as possible. Or they should be, I would say, because either we adopt as an industry or individual as a business new changes or new technology or not, client is doing that. So clientele is changing. It is a time of globalization, and which is why we are having this meeting as well, right? Connecting over the globe from different areas and different countries and different locations. Similarly, your client can be in different areas. They can have different interests, and they could be like all other 95% people in the world moving towards digitization. And especially when COVID has changed the whole economy and whole operational systems globally. It's one thing which has impacted a huge change in the business industry and economy and impacted the whole world on the same time. At this point, I would say that if we as an industry, real estate as an industry, will not try to cope up with the new changes and try to adopt and implement the new technologies, client will be like one or two, three intelligent people definitely are going to do that and will be 100% market share owners. So you need to decide that this is the market, this is supply and demand, market is changing. Already 50% of the people who were our regular clients are moving toward the digital resources. What can we do? What is our second move? Save your decreasing market share and guarantee that your market share can be increased in next era we are moving into. Predict property market value. These are as data related things I wanted to highlight and I was mentioning. Advanced property analysis, property recommendation based on customer preferences, and there it brings us to customer preferences. For that, you need to understand your customer's journey and understanding that, okay, this is how my client or customer used to make their preferences and choices or take their decisions pre-COVID. How my customer is working now. Think about it. Think about their journey, A to Z. The moment there is an idea, and you can be a catalyst to implant that idea of building purchasing a house, or building a new factory. So it could be many scenarios you can think of, that how you can approach your client and how you can increase that market share. So that insight, understanding the customer journey, each intersection point, your presence is important. When you do not know even the customer journey, when you have no idea which cycle they are going through, how you can implant or how you can connect with them on each intersection point. That is a very important thing for any business to understand their customer and to be able to produce your representation and to be there with the latest technology, with the latest in the market, with the extreme convenience you can create for your client.
Okay, Tabassum, we're going to have 5 more minutes for Q&A.
Okay.
So please, we have questions.
Okay, sure. So I'm just winding up now.
Okay.
Property management, definitely in future in your operations. Last comment, because I cannot emphasize enough, the secret of getting ahead is definitely getting started. And at this point, when market need is changing, I would say that this is the best thing what you should be doing, adopting the technology, adopting the new methods, and making sure that you guarantee your space in the new market share. Yeah, these are just our detailed information. I'm open for questions. Please do let me know your questions, and I'm happy to answer them. We can help you in case if you are in Ontario, we can help you in government grants as well for technology implementation and adoption, or the training, because definitely if something you're adopting new or your business, we can support as much as your business as possible. You can have your own funds invested, or we definitely can help you with the government grants as well.
Thank you very much. We're going to ask Tricia, you have a first question to ask. Please go ahead. Tricia.
No, I had actually just asked you if we could have access to your PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, it will be sent. Yes, I will be sharing it. As long as you are in a global connectivity network that I have, I will be sharing it. Yes, thank you.
Yes, excellent.
If anybody
Thank you.
has any questions, you have the contact information for Tabassum. You can reach out. Her number is 647-920-1084, and their email is there, so you can reach out to her. I think she's doing consulting work, and she go out and travel all over the world. So yes, Teresa, you want to say something? You're still showing the sign. Okay.
Okay, so if there is no more questions, I can stop sharing my screen.
Please.
And
Stop sharing.
hand it over to you.
Okay. Mr. Farid Sheik, our chartered accountant professional, he's here. So I'm going to share screen with him. Farid, are you there?
Yeah, I am here. Tired.
All right. So I'm going to share the screen with you so you can do the presentation.
Yes.
Okay. Let me allow it.
Yeah, allow me to share the screen so I can start presenting it.
Yes. Can you, a screen is shared. Mr. Farid Sheik is a CA, CPA, and 25-year experience in real estate, in chartered accountancy, professional services. And here you go.
So yeah, hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. So I hope you all can see my screen. Tahir, you're able to see the screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so yeah, so thank you very much, Mr. Qureshi, for having me here and allowing me to make a small brief presentation. I guess the attendees here are all real estate professionals and from all over the world, and they want to know more about the tax implications of buying and selling properties in Canada and in the US, and also on the tax implications on the commissions which they earn as a referral. So tax is a very important aspect in the decision making for the buying the property. So this makes more important to know about the requirements so you can make a conscious decision for you and your clients. So let me start the presentation. Just a brief about myself. This is a beautiful picture of mine, and I am a chartered accountant, as Mr. Qureshi said. I am in practice for last 20 years in Canada, and I specialize in taxes and also in audit. So basically, I give a lot of presentations on the various real estate platforms and boards, and has been helpful for all the real estate professionals. Now, getting into the objectives of this small presentation is first to identify who is a non-resident for tax purposes. So based on that, you can decide whether your client falls into that category. And the next objective is to know what is the implications on buying a property for a non-resident, because if any of your client wants to buy a property in Canada, so he becomes a non-resident, and there are special rules and requirements for being a non-resident. And the next one is to know what is the tax implications on referral commission paid to the real estate agent. So whoever you are referring to or whoever you're paying to, what is the you're sharing your commission with, what is the tax implications? And also to know what is the tax implication on referral commission received by a real estate agent who is a resident in Canada. Supposing you engage a Tahir Qureshi to buy or sell a property for your client, and you're paying a commission to Mr. Qureshi, what is the tax implication for Mr. Qureshi here? So this is going to be the objective. At the end of this small presentation, you will come to know various high-level information. If you want any particular details, you can always get in touch with me. My contact is there at the end of the slides. So, first of all, who is a non-resident? As per the Tax Act for to buy a property. So there are various requirements. So first thing is he or she is a person who is normally or customarily lives in another country other than Canada. He doesn't live here normally, or even to customarily as a routine. He doesn't live here as a person who has a ties and relationship, significant residential ties in Canada. Significant residential ties meaning if his spouse or wife or a husband lives here, or his dependent children live here, or he's got a active business running here, or he's in an employment in Canada. So if all these conditions establishes a residential tie with Canada, so he cannot be considered as a non-resident. If the person doesn't have these kind of ties, then definitely he's a non-resident. So the next condition they broadly look into is if the person spends less than 183 days in Canada in a tax year, so he is considered as a non-resident. He comes and goes to visit the property, to see the property, for locate, to identify the property. But if his whole stay is less than 183 days, then he becomes a non-resident. So the next one is, so if once we decide your client is a non-resident, then what is the implication on buying a real estate property? So first of all, the person, because he or she, in future if I say he, it includes she also, so don't come and let me know you didn't talk to she about me in the presentation. So the person has to get a tax identification number, because any non-resident when buys a property, so the CRA has to have an account number for that particular person. So first of all, you or your agent here in Canada has to apply for a ITN number for that particular individual, because of it's like any social security number, or it is a social insurance number. So a specific number is allotted to that person to be identified, to track all the transactions. So there is a specific form which needs to be filled out, and your identification copies like both copy of passport or driving license needs to be attested and submitted to CRA, and the CRA meaning the Canada Revenue Agency. And the Canada Revenue Agency will take at least 2 weeks to process and give an identification number. Once this identification number is received, then the person can go ahead and buy a property. And recently the Ontario government implemented a 15% non-resident speculative tax on any foreign buyer who buys a property in the Golden Horseshoe area in the Greater Toronto neighborhoods. This is to bring down the booming real estate prices. So the government stepped in and said, okay, there are a lot of non-residents are buying the property to take a piece of pie in the real estate market here. So that is made it so unaffordable. So the government stepped in and said, any foreign buyer wants to make a purchase, then they have to pay a 15% non-speculative tax. But there are some rebates available. If the person after buying the property, if he becomes a Canadian resident, then he can get this back. Or if he marries and becomes his spouse has got a residency here, then they can claim that 15% back. There are some exemptions available. We can get into the details. If you want to know, you can email me separately. So then that 15% they have to be aware of, any non-resident. wants to buy a property, additional 15% they have to pay. Then they have to pay land transfer tax at the time of registering the property. It should be anywhere between 0.5% to 2.5% of the property value. Then they should be aware that they have to appoint a local representative who is responsible to CRA for all the tax requirements. If your client buys a property and sells a property or doesn't pay taxes, this representative will be on the hook. So the CRA wants a local person whom they can trace and follow up for the tax payments. So normally, typically, the real estate agent is the one who agrees to become a representative for this non-resident. So they specifically, they charge some management fee, property management fee, depending on the arrangement to act as a representative for this non-resident client. Normally, this non-resident is responsible at the end of the year to file a tax return on behalf of the non-resident and pay taxes. So we have to be very, particular in appointing the the representative. Then the another major tax implication is pay 25% capital gains tax on the gain on sale of the property. This is very important to know. So once if your client wants to sell the property here in Canada after buying, then if any gains they make, they are subject to 25% tax on the capital gains. So the process is the lawyer withholds the money without remitting back to the seller. So if a client sells a property for say $1 million and they make a gain of say $500,000, so 25% of that amount is $125,000 is the tax. The lawyer, the seller's lawyer withholds this money till the clearance is obtained. They don't send the money till your representative files a tax return, gets a clearance certificate from the CRA that the taxes have been remitted, gives a clearance certificate to the lawyer. Then the lawyer will repatriate the sale proceeds to your client. So they will hold the money till their taxes are filed and the clearance certificate is received. So you need to appoint an accountant like me to prepare the calculations and taxes and file the tax return to get the clearance certificate. Then your client can repatriate the money. And also one thing which I'll notice now I missed to add in here is the rental income. If your client wants to rent the property instead of selling it, so initially, a lot of my clients, they buy the property, they rent it because there is a rental boom in here. So they don't want to sell the property, they rent it. So the non-resident's representative has to file a tax return through accountant like me, declaring how much was the rental income and net rental income after paying the mortgage interest. Then whatever the profit on the rental profit on which they have to pay 25% tax, then they can use the remaining funds. So the representative is responsible for paying 25% tax annually on the net rental income. So they have to file a tax return end of every year. After a few years of rental, if they want to sell the property, then this 25% capital gains tax will kick in, and the whole process what I just discussed will be put into place. So this is on the tax implication on buying a real estate property. Now, in the United States, if any of your client is in the United States and you are a Canadian real estate agent and your client is in the United States, the process is still the same. It is subject to, it's called FIRPTA. It is Foreign Investment in Real Estate Property Tax Act. According to it, 15% tax has to be withheld and to be remitted to the IRS before the sale proceeds can be dispersed. The process is still the same, except in Canada it is 25%, but in the US it is 15%. So you have to appoint a representative in US who will be responsible for filing the tax return. The lawyer withhold the sales proceeds until you get the clearance of paying 15% tax from IRS. Okay, so now moving on to tax implication on referral commission paid to a real estate agent who is a non-resident. So supposing your client holds a property in the US and you from Canada, you want to sell the property to Canada or any other country, you engage a member of your organization to sell the property, and you pay a referral commission. This referral commission is not subject to withholding any taxes, because that receiving agent in US has to report it as his income in his personal tax return, and that receiving agent will invoice you for his services, whatever arrangement you have, 1% or 2% or 5% commission. Then you remit wire transfer that commission amount to that agent, or the agent, you can instruct your lawyer to share the commission with him, and there is no tax withholding requirements. That he can get the full amount, and he has to declare that amount in his tax return as income. And there is no HST, that is harmonized sales tax in USA. So there is no HST implication. Supposing his commission comes to say $25,000 US, and you will instruct your lawyer to pay $25,000 US, and that entire amount he has to show as his income in US tax return, and he can claim all his expenses against that income, and he will be taxed for the net of the income he receives. Now, the next one is the tax implication on referral commission received in Canada from outside Canada. So here, supposing a client of yours in the US and has got a property in Canada, and they want to engage, for example, Mr. Qureshi to sell his property, and Mr. Qureshi wants to get a commission of say $20,000. Then Mr. Qureshi will invoice from here to you for the $20,000. And again, since the services are performed for a client outside Canada, there is no HST implication for Mr. Qureshi, and he will invoice only straight away $20,000. And you can, the lawyer here will disperse that money, $20,000 from the sales proceeds to Mr. Qureshi, and Mr. Qureshi has to report that as his income in his personal tax return and file his tax return. Again, no withholding tax is required in Canada for that services fee being paid, because Qureshi is going to report that as his income anyways in his taxes. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. It's reported as personal taxes, and he will be reporting and paying taxes on it.
Mr. Sheik, I want to clarify this, that any money that comes to me in part of the referral fee, it has to come to the brokerage, not to Mr. Qureshi.
Yes, the brokerage.
Okay. It has to be the brokerage in the United States or in Canada.
Yeah. So it goes to the brokerage from the lawyer, and the brokerage distributes it to the real estate agent. So there is no tax withholding there. Yeah. So that's it about the is a small presentation about the, this is nothing much on the for non-resident tax implications. If this is my contacts for any questions or any concerns, you have my phone number, my email ID. But if you still have any questions, concerns right now, you can ask me. I can explain to you, clarify them.
Okay, so we can you can stop the share, and we can also ask any member. Please turn on your video, mic, and ask question one at a time. If anybody has any questions, I have one question, Mr. Sheikh.
Yeah.
When they're not disposing of the property, or they're disposing of a property during a fiscal year, do they have to submit that to the CRA or IRS at the transaction level, or it has to be tax returned for the whole year?
No, when the acquisition is taking place, there is nothing to be disclosed to the CRA when the time of purchase. Only at the time of sale, the lawyer will ask your client to get a clearance certificate from the IRS. Other than that, if there is a rental income, as I said, there is a mandatory requirement to file taxes every year at the end of the year before 30th of April to declare the rental income and pay tax on it. And plus, every year before before the beginning of the year, before 1st of January, the representative has to inform CRA that they are going to file a tax return before the end of the year to disclose the rental income. So that election has to be filed, which we will assist in filing the election, that they are going to file the taxes, pay the taxes on the net rental income after claiming all the expenses.
So just need one more clarity. Let's assume that a property is sold. You have a 25% held, let's say $1 million, 250,000. You have to pay taxes, or there maybe the lawyer will say, I want to hold 30% because could be some taxing fee or processing application or something. I want the surplus money go back to the seller as soon as possible after paying the taxes. So when they get their certificate from the CRA, for example, at that time, they don't need to file any return after that because this has already been, certificate has been issued and tax has been paid for a transaction.
Okay, so there are two questions in your one question. The first one is the lawyer is required to hold the entire sale proceeds, not 25%. They will hold the entire amount because otherwise a lawyer is responsible to make the taxes if there is any shortfall. So all the lawyers, they don't take any risk, they hold the entire amount. Then the second question is on the clearance certificate itself is a tax return. You don't have to file any separate tax return. In the clearance certificate itself, there are details of how much was the sale proceeds, how much were the expenses, what is the net profit, and what is the tax calculation. So when the clearance certificate is applied, we apply it for claiming all the expenses. Then we say 25% tax comes to a few $100,000. So we will ask the lawyer to remit the payment. Then the CRA will issue the clearance certificate to the lawyer. You can remit all the taxes back, all the proceeds back to the seller.
There is a question, is this applicable to residential and commercial or both? That's the question.
No, it's applicable to both the properties, commercial as well as residential.
Okay, the most important thing is to find out we're supposed to get paid for our referral fee together. We want to know how long it takes for CRA approximately to process this certificate so we all get paid. Because money is held by the lawyer, nobody get paid.
Yeah, so first of all, the lawyer would pay the mortgage off. The lawyer would pay all the real estate commission brokerage to the brokerage. They won't hold it. But it has to be only the proceeds has to be held. So the clearance certificate takes 4 to 6 weeks to get from CRA.
For 4 to 6 weeks, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened here? Okay. All right. So I don't know how much time I'm hoping that IRS will do the same thing in about 4 to 6 weeks to get paid. Anybody has any question, please feel free to ask. Yes, Tricia, go ahead.
So in the United States, in Arizona, and most of the Western states, we have title companies. And the funds are dispersed the same day of close of escrow. So it's quite different to Canada. So that is a big bonus that the funds are sent right away. And we have the ability in Arizona to have it sent directly to a Canadian realtor, directly to their office.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get involved with the withholding at all.
Yeah, here also, there is no withholding on the realtor's commission. The withholding is only on the seller's proceeds. So
Yes.
if you have a commission receivable from a Canadian real estate agent, the lawyer here will disperse the money immediately to you. They won't hold any taxes on your commission. Right. Only they will hold your client's sales proceeds till he gets a clearance certificate.
Right. I had a transaction with a couple from India, and they had sold their property out here in the US, and it was the same thing. The attorney at that point kept 25% of the proceeds of the property. That they were selling multiple properties in the US. And the one I was involved with was in Northern Virginia. And then the proceeds out of that came off of their profits, but the commission was paid right away.
Yeah.
But I have a question regarding the tax ID. You mentioned that does the agent that's working with them take out the tax ID for the client, or does the client take the tax ID out for themselves? That was confusing.
Yes. See, there are two people here. One is the real estate agent, and the another person is a representative for the CRA purposes. So both can be the same person, or they both can, the real estate agent is only functioning as an agent for real estate purposes. Then they have to appoint an accountant or a lawyer to act as a representative to the CRA. So that the representative's responsibility is to get the tax ID, not the real estate agent. But if the real estate agent works also as a representative for CRA, then I guess that's the same person who has to apply for the tax ID.
All right, that answers the question.
Leslie, in CRA, you have to designate an authorized representative who act on your behalf. So if your client choose to appoint you as a representative, which we try to avoid it where possible, but if you choose to do that and you're also doing a property management, some people are CPM, they're doing the property management, those cases, they might be the representative. What CRA does is, Mr. Sheik, you can correct me, they want to hold people responsible who are involved in transaction.
Right.
You got your commission to make sure that taxes are paid too.
Right.
And that's what the whole idea is, I think.
Yeah.
If nobody reports it, anybody is involved in transaction could be held liable and incompetent, because we have a Business Broker Act, which put a lot of responsibility on us to fulfill our obligation. And that way, the CRA come back, so who are parties involved with this? How come they did not, pay the taxes? And everybody got paid except CRA. So,
Right.
and I think there was a comment here from someone.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Leslie, I just wanted to add to the example that you had shared, and in that here in the US, when the title company holds the 15%
Mhm.
of the sale price.
Yeah, it's the FERPA.
Yes, they'll
FERPA.
hold that and await for the withholding certificate to come back,
Mhm.
and then they'll disperse based on that. And I wanted to just share, it's very interesting that in Canada it takes them 4 to 6 weeks to do that. Here it takes 4 to 6 months, and
Right.
I just had a client that it took them 7 months because of COVID. So
Right.
on top of it, because of the they don't have the resources to process them. So just as a point of reference.
So,
Right.
Even here, because right now I'm working on 2 such cases. Normally, it will take 4 to 6 weeks, but it's now 8 weeks. Still, I haven't heard anything from CRA. Probably all of the agents, most of them of CRA agents are working on the benefits program administered by the Canadian government. So less resources are working on the clearance certificates. So,
Right.
yeah.
So the purpose is to educate ourselves so we are able to share this information with our client. When you are referring something to, someone to me to help your client to buy a property here or sell property here. Similarly, if I'm making a recommendation to referring to you, and I need to know about it, this is what I said in my presentation, buy a checklist, what the buyer is expected when he or she is buying or a corporation buying a property in your jurisdiction. This is what I've been asking, because Teresa talked about Arizona and Frank has talked about Florida. So each state may have a different information that needs to be shared. And this is what I've been asking. This is our 6th conference, that very little I got from any feedback from other friends. So this is why it's very important. The more you educate me about what you have to sell, I will share with my client, which I will refer to you, and he or she will be so educated. You just meet at the airport and make a deal. And this is why it's important to educate people. And I really appreciate if you have, we have 2 more minutes from Mr. Sheik, and then we'll do our networking. And if you have any questions, please reach out to him. He has his number right now. If you have anything you want to share about taxing, please speak.
And Mr. Qureshi, you can share my presentation in your platform to everyone so that they can have my contact information also.
Yeah, this video will be uploaded to YouTube. maybe in a couple of hours, and then
Perfect.
here on my global connectivity and CIPS NOD network, so everybody can watch it and check it out. So
Okay, I can leave now, I guess, if nothing other questions, because I got to take care another.
on behalf of Realty Coffee Talk and our global connectivity network, we thank you very much, Mr. Sheik and Tabassum.
Thank you very much.
Hussain, for providing us this
Yes.
valuable information. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks all. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye for now. All right, so we are back now. I think we start introducing ourselves. So first of all, I want to know if any new member has joined. If anyone new, that you can open your mic and introduce yourself. Otherwise, we're going to start from the top and we're going to go a sequence. So Tricia, 1 minute, please tell us. We have 30 minutes to end our program. So we have 20 people left now. So please go ahead, tell us about you and how we can do business with you.
Good morning. I'm Tricia Lehan with Remax Excalibur from the Greater Metro Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona. I do have my CIPS. I'm a member of ARIA, FIAPSI, and I lived and worked in Canada for 25 plus years. I've been in Arizona, a full-time realtor now for 15 years. Corporate Canada for many years, and I'm very familiar to here with Toronto. I used to travel to Toronto and Montreal on a monthly basis. I do have my certified luxury designation as well as many other designations. Anybody that has an opportunity to send a referral to my area, please pick me. As well as I'm very involved in the real estate community here. So if you have somebody outside of the Greater Metro Phoenix area, whether it's potentially Tucson or like Havasu, I'd be glad to connect you with those realtors. As well as I do want to put a little plug in about Real Estate Pros Without Borders. We do something similar as Tahir has put together. We have 2 monthly events, one the first Monday of the month. We won't be doing one in September, but generally the first Monday at 10 o'clock Pacific time. It's Catch Up Mondays, and then the 3rd Monday of the month. And actually the 3rd Monday in August, which will be the 16th of August, we have Alexander Escudero from the National Association of Realtors presenting about the international 2021 international buyers platform that they shared. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Now I'm going to ask Leslie Woods, please introduce yourself and share the information so we can do this with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, my name is Leslie Woods Halls. I'm with Century 21 Redwood Realty. My office is out of Ashburn, but we have about 14 offices in the Washington metropolitan area. If anybody is interested in looking at properties and investing in any properties in Northern Virginia area, I would certainly love to be able to help them. You know, obviously, I work internationally because so does Century 21, but the Washington metropolitan area is booming like nobody's business. And it's an exciting time to be in real estate. So if anybody's interested, please don't hesitate to reach out. The other thing I wanted to plug in here as well is I head up the International Forum for my local Realtors Association. And we have the Republic of the Philippines that we're going to be specializing on in September 24th. And so we've got a couple of speakers coming in for that. One who is the head of the Philippines organization for Washington, DC. And she's going to talk to us about the culture, buying and selling property in the Philippines, and how the taxes are implicated on both sides of the planet. So there you go.
Thank you, Leslie. Thomas, are you leaving? You want to share, introduce yourself before you leave? Unless you already left. Okay, Ali, please keep it 1 minute, please. Ali D1. Open your mic, please.
My name is Ali. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, okay. My name is Ali De Winner from Royal LePage, your community. I work the downtown area, primarily condos. I have been in the industry for close to 20 years. I just recently got my CIPS, and I'm just treading water here with this designation. I think it's very exciting. I also got my luxury home, so propelling myself into the luxury home in Toronto, which I think it's with the prices the way they are, you know, like it's going to be really, really good. So pretty much I want to make it short. So anybody who has somebody referring into Canada, into Toronto, primarily the downtown area, give me a call and I will be able to help you. Okay?
Thank
Thanks.
you, Ellie. Frank?
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everyone out there. It's a pleasure to be here. I'd like to say a special thank you to Tahir for bringing our special speakers in today. Very informative to share how business is done in Canada and how that contrasts with how we do business in the US as well as around the world. I'm located in the Ormond Beach, which is Central Florida, East Coast. If you're familiar with Daytona Beach, I am just north of Daytona Beach, and I was here with one of my colleagues as well in the neighborhood. And I primarily do residential. I have my CIPS as well as Tricia mentioned, many other designations along the way. I just thought I'd throw this out and share this. I am planning to attend a trade mission that is going to Belgrade, Serbia at the end of September. And then from there, I'll be traveling to Portugal for 7 days for a trade mission there as well. And during these trade missions, we get to attend realtor expos. We get to network with other agents in those regions. We get to see various developments that are underway or planned and get an appreciation for the area, the culture, the people, and the projects that are coming up. That helps us connect our customers that have interest in those countries as well, both commercial and residential. So that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frank. You know, this global connectivity network that I created is really to get to know each other and now build partnership, because the more we connect with each other, we understand each other's personality, we feel comfortable, and the more we know each other about, we will do business. Every client that we meet, we have to create a kind of bond, connectivity, trust. And then when we deliver a valuable service to our client, because we're CIPS, I have 6 or 7 designation in various field in real estate, but CIPS is more important. And I found so much potential. Look at the talent that we have on the screen. The people have just left and joined us. If we multiply this together, hundreds of years of experience in real estate and very diverse, because we have that. Diversity is our strength. And we have this power as CIPS to help each other, coordinate with each other, collaborate with each other, make a refer, get a small piece of the pie. We can't be so greedy. So we are trying to cooperate with each other. Sorry, Frank, you want to say something?
I just wanted to add one more plug for our CIPS members and our global partners in this call and elsewhere. The National Association of Realtors conference is in November. And if you can get there, there is a whole global track of sessions and events and great, wonderful opportunity to network with international representatives that are coming from all over the world to the conference. It's in San Diego. If you can get there, it would be wonderful to see you and meet you, face to face. And that's my plug.
Absolutely. I am planning.
Thank you.
And we're going to go to Bernadette now. Let's finish everybody first. Bernadette, please go ahead. Open your mic.
Hi, Tahir. Hi, everybody. It's greetings from Ireland. And yes, as Frank said, I'm hoping to get to San Diego. The conference is
Fingers
booked, the
crossed.
hotel is reserved. All I need now is permission to go. But yes, look, I'm an auctioneer, valuer, and estate agent in Ireland, or realtor, if you want to call it that. I'm a member of the Institute of Professional Auctioneers and Valuers. I'm a Tagova Blue Book Valuer. I'm a member of NER, a CIPS, and as a member of MIPAV, I'm also connected to the European CEPI. So yeah, obviously, the whole point of CIPS for me is connecting with estate agents globally, because lots of people from all over the world come to Ireland or come from Ireland and want to own a piece of Ireland, or maybe want to sell that piece of Ireland on. And having an agent that they can connect with, who can point them in the right direction, that's who I want to be. And one of my other IPAV members was on there a little while ago. So he's on the West Coast and I'm on the Southeast Coast. So, you know, you're covered no matter where you want in Ireland. If you need a CIPS, just connect with me. If I'm not the person to deal with, I'll put you with another CIPS. So it's great to connect with everybody. Just keep going. To hear you're doing a great job, and you know, the information that's coming on each month is a new addition knowledge that it's great to have for all of us.
Thank you, Bernadette. I have a family member. He's a doctor there. He buys a lot of property, so I'm going to connect you with there. I've been to Ireland one time, and a beautiful place, and hopefully that we'll have some business very soon.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, Rosera Flores, please open.
Oops. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me. Well,
You're welcome.
I am in Querétaro. Querétaro is very close to Mexico City. Yeah, we are around 3 hours from the main capital, and we are very close to San Miguel de Allende.
That's right.
At 30 minutes from Querétaro. So, well, if you have some clients or some requirements from this area, this zone of Bajío zone, well, please let me serve you. Okay, right. I got my CIPS designation last year. And
Congratulations.
I own to AMPI. AMPI is the main, like NAR in US, or AMPI is in Mexico. So I own to this this AMPI. So well, if you need something, please call me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I tell you that I have found, I do a lot of conferences, education. CIPS is the most passionate professional that I have found in real estate. I have been only in real estate for 16 years and have been open my own brokerage and for the last 14 years. But I have never seen such a passion, dedication, commitment, participation by any other profession. I'm a fellow Real Estate Institute of Canada. I have to beg people to join. We have a very small group of people who are we have, like, for example, in Ontario, we have 93,000 realtors and only 297 FRIs. And I have to beg people to join the conferences. And this is, but when I go to CIPS, we have a good turnout and passionate because we want to do something. And you are ambassador of NAR, ambassador of CIPS, and you have that power of connectivity. And you are excited about it. And let's convert this connectivity to cash, do business, make money. And that motivates you more, because if you don't, you have a designation and you never take benefit of that, and you don't see a cash coming through you, then it doesn't motivate you. So we need to ignite that spirit in us, that we are very powerful and we are able to make benefit by helping each other, coordinating with each other, cooperating with each other. So Deborah, your turn.
Thank you. Thank you for providing us an opportunity to meet CIPS. I received my CIPS designation about 4 years ago, and I have really not connected with any. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, southern Arizona, about an hour to the border of Mexico. Beautiful, beautiful area. We're in monsoon now, and it's absolutely glorious. And yes, our market has taken off, similar to everything else in the country. I'm a paralegal by trade, so that's what I did in Chicago for many, many years. So I bring a legal background for my clients, which sets me apart from a lot of people because we are an escrow state. So we really have to know, you know, our contracts. I love what I do. I love helping people move forward in life, and I do it through real estate. Currently, I have a development listing, a lot of lots for luxury homes right up against the Catalina Mountains. If anyone is has clients that want to purchase land, it's not real expensive. It's from like 130 to $1 million per lot. Please do reach out to me. I feel very honored to meet all of you from around the world. This was the first connection for me with CIPS because I have not gotten any connections. So thank you, Tahir, for this opportunity for all of us. You know, I'm thrilled from Mexico, from Ireland. I mean, you know, that's very exciting. I am with Engel and Volkers, so I do have another connection around the world, and they're very, very good. You know, I love, they're very approachable. So I have all those people as well. And that's it. And thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Deborah. This is very, very important that when we connect with each other, in order to make money or do a transaction, we need to educate. So if I'm going to share that presentation with everybody. I think I did it last year, in July also. You need to create a checklist of a buyer. Let's say a buyer is referred to you to buy a property. You're saying you have some listing. So you have to do two things. What are the taxes? What are the legality? What are the closing costs? I gave you the template, which I'm going to share with you. That's a one sheet. Second thing, specific sheet, or we call feature sheet about the product, which is your lot or a house is built or is a lot only or it need to be constructed. If it needs to be constructed, you have resources to have a qualified builder who is licensed to build a construction because of warranty issues. These kind of information you need to have for each of the jurisdiction, then you are able to make life easy. But if you say you have a lot, you have businesses that nobody knows about it, we can help you. This is why I've been asking everyone to create a buyer checklist. I'm going to share that template with you guys. You can download it from our Global Connectivity Network. So when you share that information, the only thing we are doing is we are saying our buyers, hey, we have opportunity in Ireland, we have opportunity in Florida, we have Mexico, Arizona, Ireland, let's do business. And that's what you need. We are lacking that information at this moment. So please, this is your first time you join us. Please post that thing to Global Connectivity Network on Facebook. Is a private group that is serious to do business. And then it's available to all members. We have 116 members. I think if I was doing a small one transaction with each one of them, I'd be a rich man, retiring rich. So this is what we have to do, is to take the next level. So we already connected now. We already know who we want to work with. We're creating a partnership. Next thing is making a business proposition, converting the leads or listing or projects into a transaction. So I'm hoping that I have some friends there who are not on the video. So could you please speak? I'm going to take the name. I think Dana, have you left or have you spoken, Dana?
I'm here.
Okay, could you
Hello.
introduce yourself, please? I want everybody to open their videos and mic and speak because we want to make sure everybody is introduced.
Okay, hello, I am Dana Gibson. I am from Charleston, South Carolina. I have been a CIPS for the last 4 years. I also represent I'm the president of the global chapter here. I also would like to invite you all to a webinar that I will be having on the 18th. I put the link in the chat room. It'll be along with Mario Rubio and Antonio Bamboza for Portugal.
Nice.
So I think it's going to be a great webinar. So I would love for all of you to come. And if you have anybody in the Charleston area that'd be interested, please make me your contact person.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah, Dana, can you tell us what time it would be on 18?
In Charleston right now?
Yeah, East.
The webinar?
The Eastern Standard Time, New York time.
Currently it's 2:18 p.m. The webinar will be at 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
And Dana, is Antonio going to speak about the Portugal trade mission that's coming up in October?
Yes, he is.
Excellent.
And for those that participate, we'll be offering an investor's roadmap to Portugal to be downloaded. So for your information.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
The more the merrier.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask, I'm looking at the screen. Melania, are you there? Okay. I'm just asking friends to open their videos. Well, I'm asking anyone who is there and they did not turn on their videos. Melania, are you there? Okay. So it's looked like that we have some guest friends who are about 4 or 5 of them. They're not opening their mic or the video. So
about Tahir.
Yes.
How about Vanessa and Chichi?
Okay, Vanessa, please.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself. This is the first time that I actually connect. I have been a designee for over 2 years, but this is the first time that I actually am into a activity that is related to that. So I'm very happy to get to meet you all. I am Vanessa Rios. I'm from Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I'm in the Mexican Caribbean coast.
Wonderful.
And yeah, my specialty is to deal actually with Canadians and with Americans that come and buy in our area. So if you have clients to refer, just be sure that they will be well treated. I know a little bit of the American way to do business, and of course, all this education adds up to my knowledge. So as the same as my other partner in Querétaro, I also belong to AMPI. This is like the partner association in Mexico with NAR. This is the only one that has partnership with the NAR, and I was president of the association in Playa del Carmen 2 years ago. Wow. So I'm very thrilled to be here, and it's an excellent opportunity to make business. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much for organizing this, Tahir.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Frank?
Vanessa, quick question. Are you connected with Spencer Hu, H-O-O?
Spencer Hu, client, is he a client? Yeah,
he's a real estate agent, and he leads many trade missions to your area. And,
we should be connected then.
Yes, I will. Well, if you search for Spencer on, do you do Facebook?
Yes, I do.
If you search for him and friend him and let him know that I, connected you.
Okay.
Vanessa, he is in our network that I created. He's there.
Okay, great.
Global connectivity network that I put in.
I will look for him.
Anybody else who has not spoken, so I can give you a little bit brief about myself as well. Is anybody else?
Chichi.
Tishi, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. People call me Chichi, but my full name is Melahat Chidam Castro. I know it is a little confusing, the Castro. Everybody think I'm Hispanic. I'm a Turkish origin. I born and raised in Istanbul. My husband is Puerto Rican. I am in Orlando area, Florida, and it's going into 4 years being a CIPS. And I recently actually opened my franchise in Istanbul, Turkey, with Larosa Realty. And also I'm a certified property specialist with Dubai.
Wow.
So many other things. I posted actually my digital business card in the chat. Just feel free to contact with me. And if you need anything on this end, and also I'm a military relocation specialist.
Right.
If you guys are in need, I'll be happy to help. And if I can get your information, that I would like to connect with all of you, because I work with a lot of different investors from all around the world, actually, because I did spend quite a bit of time in Germany and Holland and Belgium. So I have clients from that area, and especially in Turkey. And while we are on the subject, actually, I have plenty of investors are in Istanbul right now looking to do some investment, looking for investment properties. And unfortunately, in Orlando area, we don't have anything in a lower range. But if you guys want to get in touch with me, and if you have in your area anything under 100 or 100,000 area, because exchange rate makes a difference. Right now is $1 is at 8.56 Turkish lira. So it makes a big difference. That's why the price range dropped. But I have like people waiting, and I'm having a hard time to find anything in Orlando area.
Yes.
Thank you, Chichi. I appreciate that. So if we have anybody else want to speak, please let me know. As you know, I'm the host of Realty Coffee Talk. This is a TV show I started March 5th, and we have more than 85 episodes. If you subscribe to YouTube channel or visit realtycoffeetalk.com, you see all my episodes. I talk about different issues. I'm a director of Mississauga Real Estate Board. I was a director of Real Estate Institute of Canada, which I got fellowship. I served 4 years. So I gave up now that one and move on to Mississauga Board, which is my home board. And also I'm a chair of education committee. My passion is real estate, and success of my realtor is my priority. That's how I passionate are. This is part of this, my game is to work and educate, hard work, and educate client and our fellow realtors to make sure we don't make mistakes, because if our reputation is tarnished because of mistakes done, it hurt us very badly. And you know, good news doesn't travel that fast as the bad is. So if we make a small mistake, it travels so fast in media, social media. It is good for business, but it can be very harmful as well, because it can spread very fast. So my goal is always to work hard, focus on delivering value to service. We have a brokerage. Luckily, my daughter is now a realtor. She's going to university. My wife is also a realtor. She quit a very, very high paid job, and because to continue with the legacy that I have created. So again, we deliver value through service. And if I'm involved in residential, commercial, with builders, site plan, development, residential, towers, you name it. And our team will go across Ontario. Even though we are in Mississauga where the office is, but we deal with our clients. Wherever our client is, we go there. So if you ever have a questions, if you need any help, recently a friend CIPS asked me they need a lawyer for a power of attorney. So I provided a lawyer, and the client lives right here in Mississauga. And so they got the power of attorney to sell property somewhere in Florida. So, we are trying to help each other, to coordinate each other. So we can use each other's strength to benefit and create that connectivity. And the more we know each other, the more we have built that relationship. My goal is to moving from these tours and trade shows to actual transactions, because it is now time. This is for last 6 months I've been doing it, and I have 3 or 4 dealing right now. I'm working with my partner in Florida and other areas where we are converting it. And I have the ability, if you wish to advertise your listing in Canada, I can put it through MLS system, which is the largest in the world. Trap system, I can advertise your listing right here through my MLS system, and in addition to my own network. So I'm looking forward for the opportunity to work with you and serve you and your client and make some money together and be successful in real estate. So I'm hoping that, again, remind everyone, we need to create a buyer checklist. So it's a kind of one pager. It goes to the buyer. Basically, what I'm trying to do is to educate my client when he goes to Florida or Arizona or Ireland, he or she will know exactly what to expect in that jurisdiction. In the United States, we have each state has its own jurisdiction. Similarly, I just did a transaction in Nova Scotia. I have a client here. I'm an FRI, so we have FRI in Nova Scotia. I couldn't find any CIPS there. So FRI, because I'm a fellow, and I did a transaction, they're giving me small amount of money. And my client is traveling back from Nova Scotia, and he bought a 200-acre land. And I did all the due diligence. He only went there, signed the paper through that agent, because I have no authority to go to that jurisdiction. And this is why it's important that we have a power in our hand as a CIPS. We can use each other's power. Why we let a client go away unless we are able to serve them? And it's you, it could be me. So let's work together and make a success story for all of us. So I thank you very much. Unless somebody has a question, yeah, go ahead.
I actually would like to add 2 more things before we close. I'm also a president for Women's Council of Realtors Orlando Regional. So I see different areas, different countries in here. If you get in touch with me, that we would love to connect with the other countries, with the women's councils on there, and become a sister councils. And also, since now you just said it, I just want to come up with a deal. I have 352 acres in Jamaica, and I'm looking for a builder who can take over and build a resort.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think our time is up. So best thing again, Shishi, is to create a document, feature sheet about the listing you want to sell, create a buyer checklist, create about the closing cost, what buyer has to know before you can get educated. Okay. So it's good to know that you have a potential. So yes, Frank, I'm going to close the program. So go ahead.
Thank you.
Chichi, you might want to reach out to Wendy Cohen in Orlando.
I'm actually working with Wendy together. We're in the same team.
Very good. And I will see you, Chichi, in 2 weeks at the Florida Realtors Convention.
Yes, I'm looking forward to.
So, on behalf of Realty Coffee Talk and City Pro Realty, who is a sponsor of this event, I thank you very much for all of you for joining. May God bless you all. Keep safe and enjoy. I hopefully that we're expecting to have a visit. I'm going to personally try to meet every one of you in my lifetime to make sure that we know each other and build our friendship. Thank you very much. Our next conference will be on September 18 at the same time, and you will be sent the invitation. Thank you. Bye for now. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tahir.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm trying to leave.